Okay, so in this video we're looking at the 2018 NHT exam. This is exam 2. So what we're going to look at first is question 1. But before I even start that, I think it's really important then when you get an exam like this is to read these instructions as shown here, because what's important is it says in recursion and financial modeling, all answers should be rounded to nearest cent unless otherwise instructed. If you don't do this, you'll very likely lose some marks. So make sure you read those instructions. Okay, first question is data analysis, and I'm going to be doing some data analysis ones here. So what we've got here, it says a dot plot and dot box plot below displayed distribution of skull length in millimeters for a sample of the same species of bird. Okay, question A, it says write down the modal skull length. Now we're going to be looking in this one specifically at the dot plot here, okay? And the reason we're going to use the dot plot is because that's where we can work out the mode. It's a modal skull length, so mode meaning the most. And as you can see, that would be on this slot here. Now you've got to be really careful when you read this because as you can see, it's 30, 30.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 7, and 30.8. So what is the skull length? Modal skull length, it is 30.8 millimeters. Make sure you put the units in there. Okay. And so when we go down to question B, it says use the information from the plots above to show why the bird with a skull length of 33.5 millimeters is not plotted as an outline in the box plot. For this one, you have to use IQR, and the IQR you can get from here and here. So let's work out the IQR first. IQR equals Q3 minus Q1. So Q3 being 31.6 and Q1 being 30.3, and that will give us a value of 1.3. Now, what we need to do is we need to look at where the fence would be. Like you can do a lower fence or an upper fence, wherever that happens to be. Let's put a spot there. Don't know where that is yet. That's what we've got to calculate. And because we're looking at 33.5, we really only need to calculate the upper fence side. Okay, so that's all we need to worry about here. So let's calculate the upper fence. And how do you do that? You go upper fence. Sorry about the U there. Is going to be Q3 plus 1.5 times, because it's 1.5 times the IQR, and the IQR is 1.3, so that becomes 31.6 plus, whatever, that would equal 1.95, okay, and so therefore, when I add those together, I get 33.55. So that means when I'm looking for my upper fences, so 0.5 there, so it would be, upper fence would be just there. So basically, as you can state, as 33.5 is less than 35.55, it is not an outlier. Okay, so that's how you do question 1 in this exam.